Hey, so it's March 7th, Saturday morning, and I'm getting ready to have our first in-person auditions out in Phoenix. Just wanted to show you a little bit of the process. So I've went through the script and I've pulled out, I think we have probably about 10 characters that we're auditioning for, even though we're looking for like 26. I found out the last few days as I was doing the script breakdown, 26 speaking parts. And so with the 10 or so that we have here, I went through the script, I pulled out the 1 or 2 scenes. Like with Daisy, I think we have 4 pages. I think it's 3 scenes that we'll audition because she's the lead. And so I've picked out a few scenes that are, one is she's kind of having fun, one she's a little more upset, one she's a little more serious, heartfelt. And so kind of wanting to run the actors through a little bit more work auditioning for her and to see those different emotional ranges that the actor has coming in to see if they can, how they can embody the character of Daisy. And so I picked those scenes and I've printed them out, and now I'm going through and basically getting the sides set up for when the actors arrive, that they have, I want to audition for Daisy. Okay, well here's the sides for Daisy. We're making 10 copies of each. I'll have a copy that I keep, and then we made 11, and then we had 10 others there. So at one time we'd have 10 sides of Daisy's script out in the waiting room as they're preparing and getting ready to come into the audition room. And so nothing fancy, it just takes time, just takes work. I've been working on it for a couple of hours now, just about the point where I can then take what I've done here and we'll get that to the audition location where Pat and her friends will be there to help me run this, because it's extremely hard running auditions by yourself. I think I've ran it with one person before, and that's even really hard. Just kind of slows down. Can't really move at an efficient pace with 2 people. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'll keep you updated, and I'm gonna shave and comb my hair too, so don't worry about that. Hey, so we're running about 10 minutes late and headed to the audition. Native Health has allowed us to come in and hold auditions there. Susan Levy's always been very supportive of what we're doing, and so she's coming in to let us in, and I have 4 or 5 volunteers that are also coming to help. Patsy is bringing some of her relatives or friends in to assist, and then my son Drew is coming to help also. So it should be a good deal. I'm getting excited for it. If it was longer than 2 hours, I might have to get myself excited a little bit more, but 2 hours is a good amount of time to see who showed up. We could have 5 people show up. We could have 50 people show up. If we had more than 50, I don't know if that would happen, but there could be 150 people show up. I don't know. I'm hoping for around 50 would be great, or whoever shows up will be great as well. So here we go. Okay, just landed, running a few minutes late, and got everything set up. We're ready to get our first person to come in. So great space we have.
That's nice. Easiest $100 she could.
Was your daughter like young?
I'm Luzetta. Saw this posted on a Native group on Facebook and saw auditions, and of course it's my daughter, so I sent it to her, the information.
I'm Yasamine. I'm her daughter. This was my first time auditioning for a role in a movie, and so we just thought we'd come out and give it a shot.
Definitely.
Yasamine Al-Asadi. I'm number 3, and I'm auditioning for the part of Heidi.
Of course. And don't leave anything out.
Okay. Well, I was already working with the Cardinals when Diami came on as an intern. We worked a few events together and just hit it off from there.
Have you auditioned for other parts, plays, or have you done what other acting have you done?
I haven't done acting. I have done some modeling, and I am a dancer, so like I've been in like concerts and dance, things like that. So like I am comfortable like in front of a camera or in front of groups of people, but this was my first time for a movie.
Tell me about what were you expecting? What was going through your head before?
I was expecting to read from a script, and then when I got here, the script was a little different, but I adapted, so I got to read it, and it was fine. It wasn't hard, it wasn't easy, but I think I was a little frightened the first time I went around, and I had to like memorize my lines. Well, I was already working with the Cardinals when Diami came on as an intern. We worked a couple of events together and just hit it off from there.
So then coming out, what's your thought after just auditioning after having done that?
I'm happy I tried, and even if I don't get a part or a role, at least I put my name out there, and it was like my first steps onto this new path.
Are you gonna try out an audition for some more regardless if you get this part or not?
For sure.
Now going to another audition, what are things you would do to prepare for another audition now that you've experienced it?
I would prepare, maybe just read my lines more, and try not to like look at the paper, and try to definitely do it like with another person so I can hear them back and things like that.
Was this the first time with the reader that was giving you, is that the first time you've had somebody else giving you the other lines?
No, my mom. She read the other parts to me.
Good.
Did all characters.
Yeah, she did. She was like 3 other characters, and I was just the one.
So, Mom, what do you think about, obviously you're supporting your daughter. Tell us a little bit about that.
It's definitely good to keep preparing, keep watching for updates and stuff, and encourage anybody to go for more roles than just one, definitely, because there's different avenues. You know, even in there it says looking for other characters. There's so many standbys in a movie that you just never know what's out there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So it's about 2:30. We have about 30 minutes left, and we've had 11 people come in so far. So it's going good, Of course, I have some downtime right now, and so I was hoping there would just be, honestly, I was hoping we'd see about 50 to 100 people, and right now we're about 10 or 11, so still a few more to get through.
Glory days and stuff, but he wasn't like that at all.
Okay, let's go through it again.
Okay.
And have you, when you deliver your lines, you can go ahead and look at it and read through it in your mind, and then look up, wherever that other person that's speaking, and deliver it. So don't just read off the paper.
Okay.
Read it through.
Okay.
Of course, and don't leave anything out.
Okay, well, I was already working with the Cardinals when I came on as an intern. We worked a few events together, and we just hit it off from there.
What did you think when you first saw him? Run?
Sort of.
Let's go through it again, and you can look at it, but then look up, even if you take it a sentence at a time. I just don't want you to be reading your line to me.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Of course, and don't leave anything out.
Okay, well, I was already working with the Cardinals when Diami came on as an intern.
What did you think when you first saw him? How did you hear about auditions?
I actually heard it from my boyfriend like 2 hours ago.
Oh, so you just barely heard about it?
Yeah. He told me his mom tagged him and his dad in the post that was on the Salt River post on Facebook. And he goes, you should try it since you've always wanted to try acting. So I was like, oh, okay. And he like told me the information. I was like, oh, okay, that's in 2 hours. So I hurried and got ready and came down here. Yeah.
And you came all the way from Mesa?
Mesa, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. Glad you came. Why did you come?
I watch all your movies.
Oh, okay.
And I really love them, especially Turquoise Rose.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I was like, oh, I should try it too. Especially because I missed the one in Tuba City for Turquoise Rose, but I was too young for that too.
Yeah. So you remember when we were having auditions in Tuba City?
Yeah, but I was down here, so I wasn't able to go back up.
So oh, wow. So
I was really young then too.
I was going to say, that was like 12 years ago or whatever the math is. How cool. Have you auditioned for other projects before?
No. I went to acting school when I was younger,
Okay.
but that was like in 6th grade, and I
Okay.
haven't done anything since then.
So you have some experience acting,
just a
but
little, yeah.
well, good for you to come out. And what advice would you give them?
I would say just go for it. Like, there's so many things that we can do in the world, and if you really want to pursue an acting, just go for it. Like, yeah, there might be a time you get rejected, but you know, you learn from that, and you just gotta keep moving forward and keep going for your dreams.
And here you are living what you're saying.
Yeah. So I thought I should try it too and take my own advice.
I am so impressed with Hope. She just heard about this 2 hours ago and rushed to get things ready, but I'm really impressed with what you just shared about following your dreams. Don't be afraid, just take a step to do it, to walk forward. That's kind of been the mantra of me trying to get this film made.
Yeah.
Just like step after, what's the next step? It seems really hard. Oh, it's a huge mountain. Okay, I'm not going to look at climbing the entire huge mountain. I'm going to look at what's the next step. What can I do to start working my way up? So Hope is a really good example, going after her dreams. So thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Veronica Williams. I'm going to be doing Heidi and Store Clerk. Yay!
Perfect. Which one do you want to go through first?
Why don't we do the Store Clerk?
Okay. Can I get $3 of fuel?
Sure. How far away are you?
Around 15 miles.
I can have Sam give you a lift in about 20 minutes, if that would help.
That would be helpful. Thank you. Okay, let's try it again. And I don't care if it's word for word. So don't just read me the line, but you can look down, get it in your mind, because I know we don't have it memorized, and then deliver that line. Does that make sense? Just, I want to see you in that interaction. Okay, and action. Can I get $3 of fuel?
Sure. How far away are you?
I'm guessing around 15 miles.
I can have Sam give you a lift about 20 minutes. Would that be okay?
That would be helpful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. How did you hear about auditions?
Well, I was in a play with Native Nation, and we have our own little website, and someone posted it there, so I was excited to come back and try it again.
What's it like auditioning?
Well, at first, I was kind of nervous, but after a while, you start enjoying it, you start meeting new people, and you come at ease with it. It's a lot of fun, so I really enjoy it. So anyone who wants to try out, come on out, because you're going to meet a lot of new people, and you're going to actually gain a family while you're at it.
Well, realistically, Mom, how long can you keep living like you are, safely by yourself?
Well, your grandmother lived to be 101.
Mom, I'd prefer you help me make the decision while you're still mentally...
Mentally what?
I just read for 2 lines in this upcoming movie by Holt Hamilton Productions, and had a great time. A little nervous, my first time ever doing this, but felt comfortable, and that's why I'm here.
How did you hear about the audition? That's a fun story.
Actually, I was down at the hospital picking up some medication for my dad, and I was walking down the long hallway, and they have a billboard section there, and I tend to look at it sometimes to see where the good sales are and food sales are. And I saw this flyer with the auditions today, and I booked it over, and I made it in time. It was about 2:15, and it ended at 3 o'clock, so I'm happy I made it.
What was something you learned?
I learned that I'm nervous, but I can persevere and go through this. I learned a little bit of how the readings work, and I learned about different types of characters, and yeah.
Was it what you imagined, or different, or similar, or something?
I think it was a little bit of what I had imagined. I really didn't know what to expect. I've not, done anything like this before. But from the moment I walked in, I was greeted, and I was, put at ease, and walked through the process. So it was quite comfortable, actually.
Oh, good. What advice do you have for others that are maybe in your similar situation here sometime? And
oh goodness, to just be calm, just pretend as if you're working with your own family. Because basically that's kind of what you want to portray on film, and to reach the hearts of the people. So just be yourself and give it all that you got.
Well, that's a wrap. It's 3:45. We saw 14 people today that came out in the 2 hours we were here. Want to shout out to Native Health, Susan Levy, again for helping us have this great space that we're able to use. And I was hoping for more people than 14 that showed up. I was hoping for, if we had like 50 to 100, would have been awesome. I really appreciate the 14 people that came out. You know, a handful were first time auditioning, and so that's always fun. I find joy in that as people are putting themselves out there, they're overcoming their fears and nervousness and some of those emotions that we deal with when we're trying something new. But it was fun to see the few that it was their first time after they were finished, that you could tell they're like, there was that relief, obviously, of like, okay, I did it. But some of that sense of empowerment and like, okay, I can do hard things. And I look forward to see what happens with, you know, it's the people that come in here and audition this time, is what you know, how much better they're going to do their next time, their third audition, their fourth audition, if it's something they want to keep doing. So there's definitely a few of the people that were here that have an opportunity that I'm interested in calling back for a part or two. You know, majority of people that showed up, for sure, I would love to have them come and be background, come and be extras on a movie set. So, you know, still trying to find those win-wins for everybody. You know, you audition your first time here, and then if I can get them into the film as an extra, then they're on the set, they see kind of how things are, and that really can help launch. If they're serious and really this is a dream they have and want to do it, then that's gonna, you know, those are stepping stones that are helping them get closer to where they want to go. Still have a lot of work to do, still have other actors to find, to audition, and still have all the online submissions to finalize and go through, and then to start whittling those down to those callbacks, those that I want to bring back and kind of push a little bit further, and then seeing where we're at and maybe need to go back out and look for some more. We'll probably have some parts that will land and we'll give parts to, and then others that we'll need to, like, okay, we still need to find this person, and we'll go and just something like that. That's kind of the normal process, at least from my experience. So had a good day. That's a wrap. Continue to follow the journey.